everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday only here on Top Shelf Oldies. Want to welcome you to the June 17th, 2017 Vinyl Treasure Show for some cool 1950s and early 60s 45s out of my collection on this terrible day before Father's Day. Really a horrible, rainy, and muggy day. And there's only two things that you can do on a day like today. You can either spend time with your loved ones or you can spend time listening to some cool 45s. That's what I got for you this evening right here on Top Shelf Oldies. Open up tonight's Vinyl Treasure Show with band leader Charles Walker, his debut single on Danny Robinson's Holiday record label, a song called Driving Home. Actually, that was part two. Both sides great. Kind of like a Bill Doggett Conky Tonk style tune there, which I really like. But that featured James Spruill on guitar and Maurice Simon on tenor sax. It was a big number 28 on WITH out of Baltimore, Maryland, back in December of 1956. Charles Walker and band on Holiday, Driving Home Part 2. Well, enough of my Bibling here. We kick it off with the vocal portion. And this group out of the Bronx, New York, it's actually the B-side of this 45 on Irvin Litkey's Kellett label, and the A-side is by a different vocal group. They're known as the Royal Notes, but Irvin put this song on the flip. Sounds like it was recorded prior to this release date, which is September of 1958. But let's give a listen to Phil Johnson and the Duvals on the Kellett label, their tune called Wee Small Hours.
When the wee small hours in the morning,
hey, yo, baby say,
baby say, when the wee small hours in the morning, you can hear your baby say, well, come on and love me, baby, it'll always be that way. Well, in the wee small hours in the morning, you can hear your baby say, yeah, yeah. Well, in the wee small hours in the morning, you can hear your baby sigh. Well, come on and love me. It will be just you and I. Well, in the wee small hours in the morning, you can hear your baby sigh. Well, in the wee small hours in the morning,
hey, yo, baby say,
baby say, well, in the wee small hours in the morning,
hey, yo, baby say,
yeah, come on and love me, baby. It will always be that way, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, in the wee small hours of the morning,
hey, yo, baby say,
baby say, well, in the wee small hours of the morning, come on and love me, baby. It will always be that way, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, come on and love me, baby. It will always be that way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, in the wee small hours in the morning, you can hear your baby say, well, come on and love me. It will always be that way. Well, in the wee small hours in the morning, you can hear your baby say, yeah, yeah. Well, in the wee.
September 1958, although to me it sounds earlier than that, more like 1956. Probably was, though, and he just put it on the flip side here of this 45. That's Phil Johnson on lead there with the Duvals on the Kellett label. Wee Small Hours is the name of the tune. Now, what did I say here? Now, most of the 45s on this Kellett label are sung in Hungarian. There are 3 group records on the label, and this was one one of them. And this group first recorded on the Club LaSalle label back in 1956. I am looking for that Club 45, a song they do, I Wanna Be Free, one that I really like by them. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening, spinning original vinyl 45s out of my collection. Up next is the debut single for this group of brothers out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Their career spans almost 7 decades. I don't know if they're still singing today. I know when I worked for Sony Music, they were still part of the music scene. That was about 10 years ago. But here is their debut single on Ben Smith and Bill Bass Gordon's Teenage record label, featuring side 1. It features Ronald Isley on lead. We go back to February 1957. These are the Isley Brothers on Teenage with their tune called The Cow Jumped Over the Moon.
Well, if you rock and roll, bless your soul. So run away with me.
Yeah, run away with me. Run away with me.
But if you rock and roll, bless your soul, run away with me.
And the monkey got choked, and they all went to woo, but the Billy goes ooh, ooh, ah, ooh.
But if you rock and roll, bless your soul.
You better watch out, you better watch out. This is what we saw last night. You better watch out. This is what we saw last night. The cow jumped over the moon. You better watch out.
That's a debut single there for the Isley Brothers on the Teenage record label out of New York City. February 1957, The Cow Jumped Over the Moon is the name of the tune. I guess they kind of it sounded a little bit like one of the Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers tunes there. I think that's what they really wanted to get out of that record. But they have so many great songs throughout the decades. You can do a number of shows just on the Isley Brothers. Yes, you can. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We count down the music chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s edition. Now, on last week's Vinyl Treasure Show, I featured this group from Baltimore, Maryland. I played their 6th of 8 releases that came out on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy label. The song was called You're a Part of Me. Well, here is their 7th release, written again by the lead singer. His name is Larry Harrison. We go back, way back to October of 1952, Savoy Records, for the Four Buddies, and their tune called What's the Matter with Me?
What's the matter with me? Everything I do
seems wrong. I just can't see why we can't get along. Darling, I can't pretend. I know it was my fault. Please let me make amends. What's the matter with me? How long can one go on? Just drifting from day to day, watching time move on. She feels so helpless that way. Darling, I can't deny my love for you is true. Still, I made you cry. Such foolish things I seem to do. You look at me, and then you see what's the matter with me.
Early sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, going way back to October 1952. On Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records out of Newark, New Jersey, although the group there out of Baltimore, Maryland, they're known as the Four Buddies, and that was their 7th release. What's the Matter with Me? Larry Harrison on lead for that one. Of course, the group's biggest R&B hit was a song called I Will Wait, their first release, which was out in 1950. John G here for a Saturday evening. Let's go to 1953 now. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the song by the Dixie Cups. The Dixie Cups in 1965 was a big top 20 hit for them on the Redbird label. You remember the song called Iko Iko? Well, the Dixie Cups were sued in 1967 by James Crawford, who said that they stole his song. And the result was that he received 25% credit for public performance of the Dixie Cups tune Iko Iko. So it wasn't a total loss for him, but I guess they shared in that release by the Dixie Cups. But in all honesty, in my opinion, it was really Crawford's song all the way. So let's give a listen to the original. The original, I think, of Iko Iko was not called that. And it's by Sugar Boy and the Cane Cutters. It's Sugar Boy Crawford and the Cane Cutters on Leonard Chess's Checker Records. This one from November of 53 on Checker. The song is called Giacomo.
Aiko, aiko, hande, Giacomo filo handande, Giacomo finane. Oh, my spy boy met your spy boy sitting by the fire. My spy boy, do your spy boy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, aiko, aiko, hande, Giacomo filo handande, Giacomo finane. Oh, look at my queen all dressed in red. Aiko, aiko, hande. I bet you $5 she'll kill you dead. Giacomo finane. Talking about hey now, aiko, aiko, hande. Giacomo filo handande, Giacomo finane. go hande, Giacomo Filo handande, Giacomo Finande. Oh, I go hande. I'm having my fun on the Mardi Gras day. Giacomo Finande, talking about hey now, I go hande. Giacomo Filo handande, Giacomo Filale, talking about hey now, I go hande. Giacomo Filo handande, Giacomo Finande.
Well, you got to call the lawyers on that 45. You definitely do. But that's the original from November of 1953. It's called Giacomo. Leonard Chess's Checker record label by Sugar Boy and his Cane Cutters. Really, Sugar Boy Crawford there, who wrote the tune. Sounds a lot. I got to say, it's like the Dixie Cups record there. Anyway, he does, they share writer credits now. I guess if you go look at that, I don't know who owns that Redbird record there, who bought all those Redbird master tapes. Got to check out the writer credits on that. Anyway, Jai G here for a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes here. Let's continue. Now, you all know this next singer probably for his pop hits. His pop hits, two come to mind from 1955. I'm sure those of you that listen to pop radio in the 50s, Unchained Melody was a big hit for him, and also a song called He. They came out on the Decca record label, but he really started way back in 1942, recording with Jay McShann and also with Duke Ellington and his orchestra. Then he went solo in 1945 with a release on the Aladdin record label, more in the pop genre though, but he also has releases on Leonard Chess's Chess label, actually 5 releases, and this one is actually a pretty cool release, more on the R&B side in my opinion. It's his final on Chess, the 5th on Chess Records, and I want Steve Green to listen closely to the lyrics of this song. As, he was blind from birth. Really was, and I never knew that, really. But anyway, let's give it a spin here. Mr. Al Hibbler. Al Hibbler and his orchestra from May of 54 on Chess Records. The name of the song is called Fat and 40.
Inside out and outside in your mommy. Oh, you fat and 40, but Lordy, you a mommy. From your feet to your knees, you knock knees, baby, you a mommy. I got you covered, but baby, you were mommy. 7 days of old, when the nights were bold, there was fires and waters and toast. I'll guarantee you that couldn't be meat. I'll have to talk about your gams and your big fat ham. Love you, baby, I love you so, mommy. Oh, you fat and 40, but Lordy, you are mommy.
call. Meet your mind.
When you're used to hearing Unchained Melody and He, that is far from those two songs, but that is Mr. Al Hibbler. Al Hibbler and his orchestra. That is on the Chess label. Has five releases on the Chess label. That's his last one from May of 1954. The song called Fat and 40. Well, I don't want to say I'm fat, but I wish I was 40 again. I can definitely say that. But he was blind from birth, and he studied at the Little Rocks Conservatory for the Blind. Unfortunate, though, he passed away March 24th, 2001 at the age of 85. But has a lot of releases on the Decca label, but more in the pop range. But anyway, that's a kind of a cool R&B sound there. John G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. Last week I featured Bill Bass Gordon and his Colonials on George Goldner's G record label. The early G label was that green and yellow label for you collectors out there. The song was called Bring My Baby Back. I mistakenly said it was the A side of the 45, but now looking at the matrix numbers, it was the B side. So let's give a spin to the A side of the 45, which actually is a standard that goes back to 1931, a song in France sung by Josephine Baker, was also recorded in the 1940s by Perry Como, Frankie Lane, and Buddy Clark, and the Diamonds also recorded it. The Diamonds on the Atlantic label. They did it in 1953. It brings us to this year, October of 1954, for Bill Bass Gordon and his Colonials. This one on G Records, their rendition of the tune Two Loves Have I.
Two loves have I, and they tear me apart. Well, two loves have I, both are in my heart. One is a flame, well, and the other is spark. Now two loves have I, both are in my heart. When I'm in a gay mood, it's just then your life I pray. While other loves, my other lover makes me your slave. It can't deny. Well, to both I am true. Now two loves have I, both are in my heart. Loves have I, and they tear me apart. Well, two loves have I, both of them are you. One is a flame, well, and the other is spark. Now two loves have I, both are in my heart. When I'm in a gay mood, it's just then your life I pray. It can't deny. Yes, to both I am true. Now two loves have I, both of them are you.
That is Bill Bass Gordon and his Colonials. Now, Bill Bass owned the Teenage record label I played earlier with Ben Smith, but is doing lead there from October 1954 on George Goldner's G label, before the Cleftones revitalized the label in 1955. That's October 54. Two Loves Have I. Now in 56, I think Nat King Cole recorded that song. Also Bonnie Guitar, a group called the Commodores on the Dot label, not the Motown group. And I think Dean Martin also had a kind of like a hit with it in 1961. I'm sure there were many others too, but that's the standard here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Then got another flip side from last week. I featured another standard last week called Let's Fall in Love, as done by the Phi-Tones. Came out on Thomas Robinson's Atlas label. I couldn't file this one back unless I played the A side of the 45. This one features Lloyd Davis on lead. September 1955, the Phi-Tones on Atlas, and their classic tune, a song called Foolish Dreams.
I did not dream often, only now and then, but I should not have dreamt it all, for look at my dreams and foolish dreams have made a fool of me. Should have known our love could never be. You didn't want me, but you made me fall. Foolish dreams had made me want you near. Sought your love, but found it wasn't there. You never loved me, never loved me at all. You're my dream in reality, an angel that mortals can see. You're the one I've been searching for, but somehow you're not for me. Foolish dreams. In my dreams you were mine all along. Now I know my every dream was wrong. Never again will I dream foolish dreams.
September 1955. Those are the Phi-Tones. Phi-Tones on Thomas Robinson's Atlas record label. That is their first release there. Lloyd Davis on lead. Foolish Dreams is the name of the tune. First heard that on the Time Capsule Show sometime in the early 1970s. I was in high school when I tuned into that. Maybe 1973. I think I was a freshman in high school. Yeah, 72, 73 maybe. And didn't know any of these records. I only knew what my aunt purchased. You know, she had some cool records by the Valentines and the Cadillacs, etc., but not the Phi-Tones, but I do. John G here for a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on these 1950s 45s. Let's go back out to the West Coast now. I'm sure many of you are familiar with a group called The Voices. They recorded on John Dolphin's Cash label, had 4 releases on the Cash label. The group consisted of Bobby Bird, Earl Nelson, and Jules Castron, and they did some backup work too for this artist. Goes by the name of Rayvon Darnell, and this is the A-side of the 45. Came out on John Getz's Million label. This one from July of 55. Rayvon Darnell and The Voices, and their tune called I'll Be Back.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? in. I'm going downtown and buy me a gun. Don't try to hide and don't you run, 'cause I'll be back. I'll be back. Well, I'll be back. Yes, I'll be back. Straighten this whole mess out. Now, baby, you know you've done me wrong. You're bragging and nagging at me all night long. I'm leaving mad as a man can be. I'm tired of you making a fool out of me, but I'll be back. I'll be back. Yes, I'll be back. Straighten this whole mess out. I got a good notion to shoot you dead. Just get me my hat and my coat. I'll move on out like a motorboat, but I'll be back. I'll be back. Yes, I'll be back. Straighten this whole mess out. Well, I feel so bad since I found you out. Now I know what it's all about. I'm your fool every night and day. But baby, I'm on my merry way. But I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yes, I'll be back. Straighten this whole mess out. I'll be back. Well, I'll be back. Yes, I'll be back. I'll be back. Well, I'll be back. Show!
July 1955 there for Rayvon Darnell and the Voices. Came out on the Million label. Not many releases on that Million label. The song called I'll Be Back. I guess that could be Arnold Schwarzenegger's theme song. I'll be back. Anyway, Johnny G is back here spinning original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here. Back to George Gollner's Rama record label. Played the A-side of this 45. The group's only released last week, a song called Giddy Up and Ding Dong, as done by this group called the Continentals. Now, this is a different group than the Continentals that recorded for Whirling Disc Records. They were out of Brooklyn. This one features James Gooden on lead. This one from January 1956. And Slim Rose and Times Square Records, they kind of made this sort of like a underground hit again with the collector market, because I think more of these this copy is available more on the red label, the second press, than it is on the blue label. Anyway, let's give it a spin. The Continentals on Rama with their classic tune, a song called You Are an Angel.
You're an angel.
January 1956, they're called the Continentals. James Gooden on lead for that one on George Goldner's Rama label. You would think it's You're an Angel, but it's You Are an Angel as it is on the Blue Rama label. Now, Slim Rose instrumental with getting Morris Levy, who owned Rama Records at the time, to re-release a number of the earlier Blue Ramas on the Red label. And you see a lot for this 45 on the Red label. Some with BB holes too. I guess maybe they didn't sell them, so they put those BB holes and send them out to Woolworths and the one stops. You get 4 for $1. I used to love looking through those Woolworths dollar bins, and it was cool going through those 45s. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue. This next group, they are from Detroit, Michigan, recorded for the RCA subsidiary Groove Records, and they put out 4 on the label. Here is their third. Features Eugene Hamilton on lead. This was a local hit in Detroit. We go back to June of 56 for the Nightcaps. The Nightcaps on Groove, and their song, it's called Bamboo Rock and Roll.
Rickshaw, rickshaw, don't be late. Face your girl and I got a date. Meet her down on Ginza Street. Watch her walk on tiny feet. Feed her fishes by the bowl. Do the bamboo rock and roll. She ain't got no yo-yo. Baby, take it slow. A bamboo rock and roll, 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 roll. Laughing lips and flashing eyes, sassy wine is paradise. Musky, musky, anone, lusty, lusty, musume. Every girl who take a stroll, do the bamboo rock and roll. She ain't got no yo-yo. Baby, take it slow. A bamboo rock and roll. Abacadabra, noodle man play noodle tune underneath the Nippon moon. Stomping, romping, never stop. Fujiyama blow its top. Every girl who take a stroll do the bamboo rock and roll. She ain't got no yo-yo. Baby, take it slow. A bamboo rock and roll. A bamboo rock and roll. A bamboo rock and roll. Sayonara, sayonara. A bamboo rock and roll. Sayonara, sayonara. A bamboo rock and roll. Sayonara, sayonara. A bamboo rock.
June 1956 there for the Nightcaps. The Nightcaps on the Groove label. That's the third of 4 on Groove. Bamboo Rock and Roll is the name of that. Now, the lead singer on that is Eugene Hamilton. He would go on to have a successful solo career under the name Ronnie Savoy, and also another group member of this group was Al Hamilton, and he ended up recording as Al Kent. Would have some great soul tunes in the 1960s. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s out of my collection. Let's continue here. And on last week's Vinyl Treasure Show, I featured the second of 3 by this New York City girl group. As we go back to George Goldner's Rama record label, the song was called Gee What a Boy. How about we give a spin to the B-side of that 45? Features Vicky Burgess on lead. Here are the Joy Tones from August 1956 with the B-side on Rama. The tune is called Is This Really the End? That's Vicky Burgess and the Joy Tones there. August 1956, the second of three they recorded on the Rama record label. Is This Really the End? That's the B-side of the 45. And no, it's not really the end. We close down shop here around 12 midnight, do lots of, well, I won't say lots of overtime, but we'll see how it goes. But Jimmy Wright and the orchestra there on that one. Cool tunes here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. Now, last week, I played the very first 45 to come out on William Henry Miller's Acme label, Acme Records, and it was by Nancy Lee. Her real name was Nancy Washington. It was the first of two she recorded on Acme called So They Say. Now, the backup group, they were known as the Tempo Tones, and they are backing her up on the flip side, actually, which is the intended A-side. This is the A-side of the Nancy Lee 45. Let's give it a spin. We move into 1957, February 57. Nancy Lee and the Tempo Tones on the Acme label, Meet Me at the Crossroads. That's the first of two for Nancy Lee on the Acme label. That's the A-side of the 45. Meet Me at the Crossroads, February 1957, with the Tempo Tones backing her up. The Tempo Tones have some cool tunes on the Acme record label. Richard Lanham and the Tempo Tones, you know, they do that cool tune On Your Radio. But that's the A-side there for Nancy Lee. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45. So we go back to Los Angeles, California for this next group. Consists of a gal being backed up by three male singers. It's the second of three they recorded on disc jockey Dick Huggy Boy Hugs' Caddy label, and the female singer, her name is Jeanette Baker, and she is singing about her boyfriend, who is also a member of this group, and his name was Melvin Broxton, and he would later on, or maybe even at this time, also record as Johnny Flamingo. This one from May of 1957. The group is called The Dots. Jeanette Baker is on lead. I guess she could be singing about me too. But anyway, it's on Caddy Records. The name of the song, it's called Johnny.
The school
like the rest. Johnny, will I see you at all? The time went so fast when we were in class, and now vacation is here, and you won't be near. Johnny, will I see you at all? Johnny was no star at football. He never even played the game. But all over the campus, the girls all whispered his name. That once when we dated, I had my chance. We could have started a summer romance. Johnny, will I see you at all? Johnny, I can't wait till next fall.
May 1957 there for the Dots. The Dots, Jeanette Baker on lead there. Their tune called Johnny came out on Dick Huggy Boy Hugs Caddy record label. Of course, she was singing about Johnny Flamingo, who she would eventually marry. She would, and then, of course, become divorced. But anyway, she would go on to have other recordings. She did a duet with Oscar McLally, and another one, she has another solo by herself on Leon Renee's Class record label. That's a cool tune by the Dots, Johnny. Johnny is here spinning my 45s. Let's continue here. I used to feature a rockabilly record of the week here on the program. Kind of got away from that a little bit, but we got one for tonight. It's out of the Windy City, although this artist relocated there from the state of Arkansas, and this was his debut single on Violet Musinski's Bandera label, and he wrote the song. His name is Benny Ingram. This one from December of '58. It's the Rockabilly Record of the Week for Benny Ingram on Bandera, and the name of the tune is called Jello Sal.
Well, now she can do the
That's the Rockabilly Record of the Week. Benny Ingram's his name, December 1958 on the Bandera label. Bandera Records out of Chicago, Illinois. They had a country label series and also a R&B and pop label series, but that's on the R&B. That's on the country label series there. Benny Ingram, Jello Sal is the name of the tune. Now he had other releases, I think, on the Todd label, and also recorded as Benny England on the Snap and Zenith label. Unfortunate that he passed away in May of 2006 at the age of 74. For some cool rockin' tunes here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here for this next singer. Born in Fairfield, Alaska, but he moved to Detroit, Michigan in 1954. His real name is Gene Purifoy. Started out singing gospel, but started recording with Andre Williams, who was instrumental with signing him to Devorah Brown's Fortune label. He had 2 releases on the Fortune record label. This is his first, and it's backed by a vocal group. They're called the High Fidelities. They have an earlier release on the sister label, High Q Records, and this is a rare 45 by Geno Parks, a song he wrote from 1958. It's Geno Parks and the High Fidelities on Fortune Records. It's on the Black label, a lot of different label styles on the Fortune label. The song is called Last Night I Cried.
Last night I cried for you, darling. Why can't your love be true? And if you really don't love me, please let my heart go free. Go run around and have your fun, and when it's all over and done, you'll come back home to me. Oh, 'cause I love you, can't you see? Oh, well, I try to be true. I even got down and I begged you like a silly fool. Oh, yes, I asked the Lord up above. Oh, well, just to keep always to our love. Oh, we played it so foolishly. So, darling, come on home to me. Oh, yeah. Come back and never, never wrong. Oh, 'cause I love you, can't you see? Whoa, 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 oh, well, I try to be true. Yeah. I even got down and I begged you like a silly fool. Oh, yeah. I asked the Lord up above. Oh, well, just to keep always true our love. Oh, we played it so foolishly. So, darling, come on home to me. Yeah, all right. Come back and never, never wrong. Oh, 'cause I love you, can't you see? I love you, can't you see?
Sounds of 1958 here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. had a bidding war for that 45 when I saw it on eBay because I needed that one, and that's not an easy one to find on the Fortune label. That's Geno Parks and the High Fidelities from 1958. Last Night I Cried. Actually, that is the B-side of the 45 with the group. There is no group on the flip side, which is actually a decent song. I might play it next week if I decide to do my 50s. I don't know if I'm going to do my 50s show next week or my 1964 or later. I will decide because I think the first, July 1st is what? That is that Saturday. Not next Saturday, but the Saturday after. So I'm deciding. And of course, Geno Parks, he would sign on to the Motown Empire. Has some cool tunes on the Motown labels. So check him out. John G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue. And here's a singer that began his career in 1958, but he did not find success until, believe it or not, 1963, when he was discovered by record mogul Don Costa while attending one of his appearances, this singer's appearances, at PJ's nightclub in Los Angeles, California. The result was a big #1 hit for this artist on the Reprise label, if you recall the tune If I Had a Hammer. But this is his debut single that came out on the Volk, V-O-L-K label, which is out of Dallas, Texas, and which is also this singer's hometown. And he was 21 years old when he recorded this. We go back to August of 1958 on the Volk label. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. Trini Lopez. This is his first record on Volk. The song is called The Right to Rock.
Read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. It's all down there in black and white. It ain't wrong to rock, we've got a right to roll. Let's pop baby, let's rock baby, go, go, go. Cause we've got a right, yeah, 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 the right to roll. Right to rock, and the right to roll. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Read the Constitution and the Golden Rule. I'm a real gone Willie and nobody's fool. It ain't wrong to rock, we've got a right to roll. Baba baby, rock, rock baby, make it cool. Cause we've got a right, yeah, 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 the right to roll. Right to rock, the right to roll. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Rock, rock. Read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Need your honey loving, I need it tonight. It ain't wrong to rock, we've got a right to roll. Have a ball, that's not all, it's our night. Cause we've got a right, yeah, 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 the right to roll. Right to rock, the right to roll. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Rock, rock, oh yeah! Constitution and the Golden Rule. I'm a real gone Willie and nobody's fool. It ain't wrong to rock, we've got a right to roll. Baba baby, rock, rock baby, make it cool. Cause we've got a right, yeah, 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 the right to roll. Right to rock, and the right to roll. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Rock, rock, rock and roll.
Released in August 1958, that is the debut single for Trini Lopez. Trini Lopez out of Dallas, Texas on the Volk label. The Right to Rock, actually rock and roll is what he meant. Then he would leave, he was signed with Sid Nathan's King record label and put out 16 45s between 1959 and 1961. Some of them with groups for sure. Some good rockin' tunes for Mr. Trini Lopez. I think he had a fire in his home, destroyed quite a bit of his a record memorabilia. Unfortunately, he's a Facebook friend, and that's a cool tune by Mr. Trini Lopez. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. We are in the year of 1958. Now, last week's show, I opened up the vocal portion with the A side of this 45 by this group out of Newark, New Jersey. They were known as the Kodaks. I played their second of 4 on Bobby Robinson's Fury label. The song was called Oh Gee Oh Gosh. I also like the B side of the 45. It features Pearl McKinnon on lead. We go back to May of 1958 for the Kodaks. The Kodaks on Fury, and the B side called Make Believe World.
It's a make-believe world for us to begin in. It's a make-believe world for lovers to live in. It's a make-believe world where two hearts can meet. It's a make-believe world where love is defeat. It's a make-believe world for a boy and a girl, and darling, I love you so. It's a make-believe joy for a girl and a boy. Will you be mine until the end of time? It's a make-believe world where two hearts can meet. It's a make-believe world where love is defeat. It's a wondrous sight, I know, and darling, I love you so. It's a make-believe world for a boy and a girl.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Kodaks. They were called the Kodaks, but the camera company, Kodak Instant Cameras, or I don't know if they were instant at that time, they made them change their name to the Kodaks. Pearl McKinnon on lead there. That's the B-side to Oh Gee Oh Gosh, Make Believe World, May 1958, the second of 4, Bobby Robinson's Fury record label. Johnny G's here for a Saturday evening from 10 to midnight, spinning original vinyl 45s. We are in 1958 for this duo. This duo recorded 2 on Sid Nathan's Deluxe label. Now, this is their first release, and they sound like they tried to emulate Robert and Johnny on this song. Their names are Reggie Rodriguez and Jimmy Lopez, also known as Reggie and Jimmy. And this is a song they wrote. We go back to August of 58 for Reggie and Jimmy on Deluxe. The song is called You're Leaving.
Goodbye.
Duos here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's definitely got a Robert and a Johnny flavor there. Reggie and Jimmy is the name of the duo. August 1958 on Deluxe Records. You're Leaving is the name. If I said Reggie Rodriguez, maybe Quez, and Jimmy Lopez. They are the two there, Reggie and Jimmy. John G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. And Charlene nor I could find much on this next group. The 40, I know about the label, though. The 45 is on B. Castlin's Mascot label. That's the same label that the original version of A Book of Love came out by the Monotones, and also The Pastel's Been So Long. Now, this group is called The Supremes, which is a common name as groups go, but not a common 45. No, it isn't. But anyway, let's go back to December of 1959 for this group called The Supremes on Mascot. And their tune is called Just Yell.
Just yell, yell, yeah. If you need me, yell, yeah. If you want me, yell, yeah. I'll come running, great deal speed. Oh, just yell, yell, yeah. If you're lonely, yell, yeah. If you want me only, yell, yeah. I'll come running, yes indeed, because I love you, and I need you, and that's the reason.
December 59 there for a group called the Supremes. It's on the Mascot record label, B. Caslin's Mascot label. Just Yell is the name of that. Remember, I bought that for $10. It's not in great shape. I was at the Springfield, New Jersey show so many years ago when I bought that 45. Used to go to a lot of the record shows. Don't have the time anymore. I'm either spending time with Barbara or researching for the show, but I do want to go to that Allentown, PA show this coming fall. I keep on saying that. Anyway, but I will probably be, chatting the entire show because I know I'll be bombarded by other collectors and dealers as I always do. Anyway, John G, babbling on here. Let's continue here. We are in the year of 1959. I posted this record on my Facebook wall last night. Got a lot of response from it. It's really an ultra rare 45 on a label called Shure Records, which is out of Linden, New Jersey. But the group is out of Highland Park, New Jersey. They were all students attending New Brunswick High School when they got together, and they consisted of Joyce Walker, Billy Walker, Richard Laws, and lead singer Willie Brown. And the backup band here are the Gems of Rhythm Band. They are providing the instrumentation, and it's a rare record. The group is called the Golden Bells. It's from 59, the Golden Bells on Shure. This is the B-side, a song called Pretty Girl. Rare 45s here for a Saturday evening. That is the intended B-side of the 45 for the Golden Bells, 1959 on the Shure label. Pretty Girl is the name of that tune. Flip side's a cool up-tempo. Play that one maybe next week or the week after. We'll see if I'm going to do my 60s show or not. You're going to have to tune in to find out. Anyway, John G continuing here with the last 45 out of 1959 here until we move into the 1960s. And this one's on Tommy Volando's Sunbeam label. Now, the biggest hit on the Sunbeam label was in 1958 by Jerry Granahan. You may know the tune No Chemise Please. I think that's what it was. But the next hit on this label, if we could even call it a hit, was by the John Sisters. Used to find that 45 quite a bit in garage sales locally, called Straighten Up and Fly Right. But this one was not a hit that I'm featuring, and I think it's the first the debut single for this artist. He has a later one in 1959 on the Chelsea label called Honest I Do, and others came out in 1960 and 61 on the Lash label and Big Daddy and UA label. But this one's on Sunbeam, a song he wrote. His name is Sonny Fulton. It's Sonny Fulton and the Mix Masters. This is the A-side from February 59, a song called No, Not Now.
She said no, not now. She said no, not now. She said no, not now. She said no, not now. And I said, baby, squeeze me, baby, don't tease me. No, not now. She said no, not now. She said no, not now. She said no, and she said no. And I said, baby, squeeze me, baby, don't tease me. No, well, I got a girl named Miss Sue. She's so sweet, don't know what to do, but oh, no. And I said, baby, squeeze me, baby, don't tease me. No,
Is Sonny Fulton and the Mix Masters. Barbara was telling me that today. Yes, she was. But that's, I think, the debut single for Sonny Fulton, February 1959. No, Not Now is the name of the tune. It's on the Sunbeam record label out of New York City. John G here, spinning original vinyl 45s. We move into 1960 now. We go back out to California. This one on John Gus's Gardena record label. And I'll give you a guess where the Gardena label is from. And if you guess Gardena, California, you are absolutely correct. Now, this artist goes by the name of Cliff Chambers, and he co-wrote this song with the producer of the record, Zeke Strong, and I think it's got girls in the background, if I'm not mistaken. Let's give it a spin. Just got this in not too long ago to the Johnny G collection. June of 1960. His name is Cliff Chambers. We'll send it out to Rich Hamadou. Yes, we will. It's on the Gardena label. The song is called In My Heart.
in my heart. It's your love that flows in my heart. I know you'll always be mine.
Yeah, they are girls in the background. Cliff Chambers, that's his name. It's on the Gardena label out of Gardena, California, June 1960. In My Heart is the name of the tune. Johnny G here, spinning original vinyl 45s, 1961 now. For this group out of New Haven, Connecticut, started back in 1958 on the Alert label with their tune called Jolene. They followed it up with a recording on the Fury label. Then this release in 1961, written by the lead singer for the group. His name is Roger Koob. This one from April of 61, the premieres Roger Koob on lead. It's on Rust Records. The tune is called She... Wait. Did it right? Yes. She Gives Me Fever.
Baby, this is what you done to me. She giving me fever every time that she hold me. Whenever she scold me, whenever she kiss me, she knows that I miss her so. Now come on, baby, see how you leave me. Sometimes I wonder if you really need me. One day you'll open up your eyes, and this is what you're gonna cry. You're giving me fever every time that you hold me. Whenever you scold me, whenever you kiss me, you know that I love you so. Come on now. La 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 She remembers so sad. And then when I met my baby, this is what you done to me. She giving me fever every time that she hold me. Whenever she scold me, whenever she kisses me, she knows that I miss her so. You're giving me
April 1961 there. Those are the premieres. Premieres Roger Koob on lead for that one. She Gives Me Fever is the name of the tune. It's on the Rust label. Probably a pretty big hit in the Connecticut area. And they would also record as Roger and the Travelers on the Ember label, also the Buddies on the Comet label, and finally as the Frontiers. Got some very cool tunes on the Phillips label and the MGM label. John G here, spinning early 1960s in the second half of the program. Up next, a novelty tune I like. This first came out on an LP created by Mad Magazine. Remember that magazine? I never really bought a lot of the Mad magazines, but I remember seeing the face of that guy. I forget his name. You guys know his name. But there are a few of the songs on that album also were released as 45s, and this is one of them, written by Mike Russo, who is also the lead singer of this group. And it's from September of 61. They're called the Sweet Sick Teens. The Sweet Sick Teens on RCA Records. Give a listen to their tune. It's called Agnes, the Teenage Russian Spy.
Dum 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 dum
Agnes, oh Agnes, have you done, Agnes, my Agnes, for the Soviet Union? If only you were booked for belting some guy instead of for being a teenage Russian spy. I thought that you really cared the night that we first kissed, but now I know you were just playing with me, 'cause I was the son of an atomic scientist. Agnes, oh Agnes, life's more than I can bear, 'cause Agnes, my Agnes, they're giving you the chair. But even though you are a teenage Russian spy, Agnes, my Agnes, I'll love you till you die. I can't help myself, Agnes. I'll love you till you die, Agnes. Wave bye-bye, Agnes. More power to you, Agnes.
Yeah, the Sweet Six, the Sweet Sick Teens is the name of the group. September 1961. Mike Russo on lead. He also wrote the tune Agnes, the Teenage Russian Spy. That one there on the RCA record label. Now, they also recorded as the Delwoods on the Big Top label in 1963, and then also as the Dynamics on the Liberty record label. JohnnyG spinning early 1960s 45s. Let's continue here. Got another flip side from last week by this group from Akron, Ohio, known as Jordan and the Fascinations. I played the B-side of their 45 on the Carol label. It was called Once Upon a Time. So let's give a listen to the intended A-side with the Sal Detroit Orchestra, which I thought was pretty cool that they mentioned that on the label. But it features Jordan Christopher on lead. Of course, Jordan and the Fascinations, October 1961 on Carol Records. The A-side is called Give Me Your Love.
Summer skies, dress me in the clown's disguise. Offer my heart nothing but pain, yeah. Shatter my fondest dreams, wreck all my plans and schemes. Hurt me over and over again, but give me your love. My world on fire, oh, with every touch, baby, touch of your hand. But give me your love. Come on, I need your love. Oh, your love now. Oh, choice. I simply raise my voice and pray to heaven to grant my wish, yeah. I pray you'll turn to me and hold me tenderly. precious kiss, but give me your love. Come on, your love. I'm on my knees now, praying for your love. Your love. I need your love. For your love now. For your love.
October 1961, they're on the Carol label. That's the A-side for Jordan and the Fascinations, a song called Give Me Your Love. Now, that's Jordan Christopher on lead, and he was an actor. He played in some movies, just chatting with Danny in the Top Shelf Oldies chat. Of course, he was married to I think Richard Burton's ex-wife, Sybil, who was 11 years older than him. He was dating her, I think, in 1966. They eventually got married. Now, he was in some movies here. I only really recognize one. Danny was mentioning some other ones. Now, in 66, he was in two movies, The Fat Spy and Return of the Seven. That was in 66. Then in 1969, a movie called The Tree. In 1971, a movie called Pigeons. Now, the one that I remember was this 1983 movie called Star 80, and I know that was a movie about Dorothy Stratton, the Playboy centerfold who was murdered by her husband. I remember seeing that Hemingway was in that one, Muriel Hemingway, and I forget the guy. You'll know, I know the guy. Anyway, but I remember that one. In 83, Danny mentions, was it Brainstorm? In 86, saw one called That's Life. Now, they said that his most celebrated role was as a dissolute rock star in the film Angel, Angel, Down We Go, which was from 1969. Haven't seen that one, but anyway, it sounds all interesting. Unfortunately, though, he passed away on January 21st, 1996 of a heart attack. He was only 55, but he was an actor and a great singer, that is for sure. Jordan and the Fascinations, Jordan Christopher on lead for that one, Give Me Your Love. Jai G here for a Saturday evening, spinning original vinyl 45s, and earlier in the show, we heard a William Henry Miller's Acme record for Nancy Lee. Well, William Henry Miller is back on the scene here, but this time with relating to this girl group from Queens, New York, and their father is William Henry Miller. Had lots of influence on their career because they recorded on his label. And William Henry Miller, of course, a writer, producer, record label owner, and their debut single was on their father's Acme label. In all, this girl group between 1956 and 65, they recorded on 13 different labels. So their father had them really traveling around quite a bit, and they are Jeanette, Maxine, Nina, Sandy, and Vernell Miller, collectively known as the Miller Sisters. Now, here is the B-side to a 45 they do on the Raina label, and a song that their father wrote. Let's give it a spin from December of 61, the Miller Sisters on Raina, R-A-Y-N-A, a song called Oh Why.
Why
Girl group sounds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Miller Sisters. Miller Sisters, December 1961. Oh, Why is the name of that one on the Raina record label. Got another New York City girl group up next. This one on the Epic label. It's their Lone 45. I featured it, the B-side last week, a song called Bebop Baby. And that's the B-side. Here is the intended A-side, which is also an up-tempo for this girl group called The Confessions. The Confessions, we go back to November of 61 on Epic. Their song is called Before You Change Your Mind.
I said be, yeah. Before you change your mind. Change your mind. Your mind. Change your mind. Your mind. Change your mind. Yeah. Give me a chance to hold you tight. A chance to kiss you every night. A chance to whisper I love you. Before you change your mind. Change your mind. Your mind. Change your mind. Your mind. Change your mind. You say my arms will thrill you so. You say you'll never let me go. I want to love you before you change your mind. Change your mind. Your mind. Change your mind. Your mind. Change your mind. This love won't last forever. This we both should know. But give me this moment of happiness before you go. Give me the thrill of your tender touch. Give me a word that's soft and kind. Give me a smile I love so much before you change your mind. Your mind, your mind, your mind. Come on and love, 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 love me. Before you change your mind, your mind. Come on and kiss me. Come on and squeeze me. Before you change.
Girl group sounds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Confessions. The Confessions on the Epic label, November 1961. That's the A-side, Before You Change Your Mind. Last week featured another up-tempo, Bebop Baby is the name of that one. Great two-sided 45. Let's stay in 1961. We go out to Oakland, California. Posted this one up on my Facebook walls. Cool-looking blue vinyl is my copy here on Fat Daddy Lions, a label Lions Records. Also own the Luck label. This 45 is on Lions. It's on this, like I mentioned, the blue-looking vinyl. Lead singer, he goes by the name of Eddie Foster. He wrote the tune. His group is called the Blazers. This is Eddie Foster and the Blazers, 1961. A song is called You Are the Only One.
only one, the only one for me. You're the only one.
That's out of Oakland, California. Eddie Foster and the Blazers, the name of the group. It's from 1961. You Are the Only One is the name of that tune. It's on the Lions label, a rare 45 out of Oakland, California. Jai G here, spinning original vinyl 45s. We are in the year of 61. When I first acquired this next 45, I thought the singer was really Tony Middleton, who was the lead of the Willows, but also had lots of solo releases. But Charlene, in her research, found out that Tony only wrote the song, and this artist is really from the West Indies. He was also a star athlete at Morgan State College, and in the Caribbean, he was known as the Continental Dreamboat. Well, he also cut 345s on the Judy label, and this is his second. And I mentioned that it was written. It's only written by Tony Middleton, and it's with the Helen Way Singers. This one from September 61. His name is Tony Lawrence on Judy Records. The song is called I Need Somebody.
I need somebody just like you. Come and hold me, thrill me, kiss me too, until your lips run dry, run dry, until your lips run dry, run dry. I need somebody just like you. I need your understanding, kindness, love and care until the day I die. I die until the day I die. I die. I don't care what the people might say. I just want you, you, you in every way. Can't you hear me when I say I love you, I love you, I love you. I need somebody just like you. Come and hold me, thrill me, kiss me too, until your lips run dry, run dry, until your lips run dry, run dry.
That is Tony Lawrence. Tony Lawrence from September 61 on the Judy label, the second of three recorded on Judy. I Need Somebody is the name of that tune. This also would come out later on the Webcore label. I don't know why Webcore would re-release that record. Anyway, Jai G here spinning original vinyl 45s. We are in the year 1961. Just got this 45 in recently. I didn't have this one, a missing number on Johnny Otis's Eldo label. That's the same label that the Safaris did Image of a Girl, a big hit for them. This group, though, is out of Los Angeles, California. Initially, they recorded as the Tangents on the Fresh label in 1960. They do a great tune called I Can't Live Alone. But then the group consisted of Leonard and Howard Hoganes, Willie Marshall, Herman Robinson, and Billy Thedford. Collectively, they would change their name to the Twilighters. And again, this one, as I mentioned, on Johnny Otis's Eldo label. It's from June of 61, the Twilighters, with a song called So You Believe.
telling you lies. I can tell you do, oh, by the look in your eyes. Do you believe, oh, that my love is true? That my love my love is true. That my love is true. Your friends tell you that I shouldn't be. Oh boy, you're lying. They say our love is wrong, oh, but I know it's right. Do you believe, oh, that my love is true? That my love is true. Am I right? Am I wrong in loving you so? Will I find peace of mind? Darling, let me know. Do you believe with all of your heart I try to please you in everything, whoa, I'll say and do. Do you believe, whoa, that my love is true? Whoa, my love is true. Whoa, my love is true.
Sounds like Johnny's getting caught here. Sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. They're called the Twilighters. June 1961, Johnny Otis's Eldo label. Song called So You Believe. Cool tunes here for a Saturday evening. Let's move into 1962. We head to the state of Ohio to Tony March's Tammy label for this group called the Marvels. Posted this one up on my Facebook wall. They have two releases on the Tammy label. I'm spinning the B-side to their second, which is actually a cover song that originally came out in 1959, released on the same label by a group called the Monterey's, which is a very upbeat song the first time it came out in 59. But this version is a much different arrangement. As we go back to 62, the Marvels on Tammy, their rendition of the song My Guardian Angel.
My guardian angel, come down from up above. My guardian angel, send me someone to love. My guardian angel, won't you hear my plea? Come down from heaven
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one from 1962, the second of two for a group called the Marvels there out of Ohio on Tony March's Tammy record label. That originally done by the Monterey's in 59, really a fast record the first time, but that's a ballad there for the Marvels, My Guardian Angel. Jai G here spinning 1960s 45s. We now are in Vinyl Treasure overtime. So back to New York City to Juggy Murray's Symbol record label, also owned the Sue label, but this group's initial release was a year earlier in 1961 on the Glade label. But they followed it up with this release, and I think the Four Seasons big hit Sherry had something to do with this or the writer of the tune, Phil Medley, wrote the song, and I guess he was listening to Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons when he thought of this. But let's give it a spin. It's from December 62. It's Jerry Hayward and the Everglades. It's on Symbol Records, and the song is called Shimmy, 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 Sherry.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Oh, shimmy, 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 shimmy. Shimmy, girl, you shimmy fine. Shimmy, shimmy. Oh, when you do that shimmy, shimmy, chills run up my spine. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Oh, shimmy, 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 shimmy. So the kids can see. Shimmy, oh, shimmy, 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 shimmy. Everything's with me. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Honey, 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 honey. When you shimmy about, honey, 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 honey. All I wanna do is twist and shout. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. With your angel smile, shimmy, just to see you shimmy, shimmy. Girl, I crawl that a mile. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Well, when I shake a shimmy, 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 shimmy. Girl, you know you're driving me crazy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Just a little soda. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Honey, 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 honey. When you shimmy about, honey, 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 honey. All I wanna do is twist and a shot of shimmy, shimmy. With your angel smile, shimmy, just to see you shimmy, shimmy. Girl, I crawl that a mile. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Oh, shimmy, easy with me, baby. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. You know you're driving me crazy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Just a little bit of soda. You know you're driving me crazy. Girl,
Something about that record reminds me of the Four Seasons Sherry. I don't know, something in the background there. That's Jerry Hayward and the Everglades, December 1962. It's on the Symbol label, and this tune's called Shimmy, 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 Sherry. Jai G here shimmying as we wind down here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here. Got another girl group sound. Really love this record. I never can really get a clean copy of this. Was able to get one on styrene, but you know I hate styrene 45s. Finally got a nice vinyl press of this that plays really nice for this group out of New Orleans, Louisiana. They have just this one release. Of the first presses came out on the Lenox label out of New York City, but it released in November of 62. It would later come out on the NOLA label in early 63, and for some reason that NOLA release goes for a lot more money. This record does not sell for that much at all, but I really love the tune from November 62, a girl group called the Medallions on the Lenox label. Their tune called You Are Irresistible.
Are irresistible, and you are so kissable, and you are
called The Medallions. The Medallions from November 1962. It's on the Lennox label. That really is the first label, Lennox Records. You Are Irresistible is the name of the tune. I would like to get it on the NOLA label. There was one that was like VG-ish. Got to be careful with these VG 45s, especially when you're dealing with people on eBay, although I do scour the eBay site. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We are in Vinyl Treasure Overtime, and up next, a group from Brooklyn, New York. They made their debut in 1961 on the Gramercy label, but they recorded on other labels like RCA, Rust, Epic, and Al Silver's Herald label. And they have two on Herald. This is the first on Herald, which charted. This was number 10 on WSPR out of Springfield, Massachusetts. It features Mike Lassman on lead. Now, Mike was also the lead singer of Mike and the Utopians, a record on CJ Records from 1958. If you know the tune Earlene, back with I Found a Penny, the alternate version I Wish, which is the rarer one. But he's doing lead with this group called the Concords. We go back to October of 62, the Concords on Herald with their tune called Marlene.
Marlene, won't you let me take you to the dance tonight? Dance tonight, Marlene. I long so to walk you home alone and hold you tight. Hold you tight, Marlene. Marlene, you're the only girl I give my kisses to. Marlene. There'll never be any other girl for me but you. Marlene, 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 tell your folks you've gotta keep our date tonight. Date tonight, Marlene, Marlene. It's 7:45 and it's getting late and Daddy's right. Daddy night, Marlene, just waiting for you out here on such a long drive. If you don't come out real soon, I think that I will die. Just waiting for you out here, I'm such a lonely guy. If you don't come out real soon, I think that I will die.
They're called the Concords. The Concords, October 62. Marlene is the name of the tune. It's on the Herald record label, and Mike Lassman on lead for that one. They would have another record as the Snowmen on the Herald label, also recorded as the Sherwoods on Dot. Johnny G here doing Vinyl Treasure Overtime, and we move into 1963. We head back to California, this time Lou Bedell's Era record label. Now, supposedly this group is really the Four Dots that recorded for the Freedom label. Have a great tune from 1958, a song called Pleading for Your Love. That group included Jewel Akins, and I understand he is a member of this group called the Composers, and I guess it would make sense because a couple of years after this release, he would have a big hit on the Era label with his tune The Birds and the Bees, plus other releases, excellent releases he has on the Era label. But this one is from November of 63. These are the Composers on Era with a great ballad, a song called I Had a Dream.
I had a dream last night. I dreamed I held you tight and loved you. Oh,
'cause it's alright.
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 I had a dream last night. I dreamed I held you tight and loved you. Oh, loved you. Yes, I did.
I had a dream.
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 At 45, worth all of $3 that I paid for it. Those are the composers there from November 63. I Had a Dream, great soulful ballad there on the Era record label. 3 more 45s to go before Johnny G signs off here. And up next, a Phil Spector related 45 as he wrote this song. This one arranged by Jack Nietzsche, produced by Lester Sill and Steve Douglas. A big production sound here. And this one charted regionally number 41 on WHYN in Springfield, Massachusetts. Female lead with male backing. This one from April of 63. Her name is Tony Jones. Tony Jones on Smash. And the name of the tune is called Dear.
Dear, 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 dear.
Here comes my baby, look at the way he walks. Here comes my baby, look at the way he talks. Here comes my baby, listen to the way he calls me. Dear, 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 dear. Oh, look at my baby, look at him once or twice. What do you think of my baby? Don't you think he's nice? Here comes my baby, listen to the way he calls me. Dear, 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 dear. Here comes my baby, look at the way he walks. Here comes my baby, look at the way he talks. Here comes my baby, listen to the way he calls me. Dear, 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 dear. Oh, look at my baby, look at him once or twice. What do you think of my baby? Don't you think he's nice? Here comes my baby, listen to the way he calls me. Dear, 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 dear.
Believe it or not, that is a vinyl press. This record plays so tingy, and I think the best copies are the green promos for you collectors out there. But that's Tony Jones. Tony Jones, April 1963, Dear, Here Comes My Baby. That one there on the Smash record label. 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here. Posted this one up on my Facebook wall. It's a cover tune. The group is out of Denver, Colorado. They're known as the Four Chevelles, and this would be picked up nationally by Bandbox Records, also located out of Denver, Colorado. But the first first press is on the Delft, D-E-L-F-T label, Delft Records out of Denver. The song first recorded by the Marvelettes on the Tamla label in 1963. But here is a cover by the Four Chevelles, released in October 64, Delft Records. This is the original. Give a listen to their rendition of the tune Forever.
If I could be with I'll be your slave for the rest of my days. Love you more in so many ways. Just to be with you fills me through and through, and darling, forever, forever. You can make my heart, take my love if you want to, but I play the part of just to be with you forever.
Cover tunes here as we wind down on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Four Chevelles, October 1964. Pretty rare record on the original label, Delft Records. Their rendition of the Marvelettes tune, Forever. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45s out of my collection. You want to get in touch with Johnny G, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Been recording this one on Ustream Broadcaster. We'll get it up on my YouTube account for you collectors out there. Also, you can go to my website, vinyltreasures.net. You can stream or download the shows. It goes back a couple years, if not longer, on my website, which I really need to change it up. I need somebody to help me. If anybody knows how to do web programming, I do not, but I'm open to that. If anybody has any suggestions, please contact me, vinyltreasures@aol.com. And hope you dug on all the tunes tonight, and want to wish all the fathers a very happy Father's Day tomorrow, especially my father. And it relates to the closer for this evening for this girl group on High Wise's Old Town record label. The first of two that they recorded on Old Town. We closed the show from September 1963 with Earlene and Her Girlfriends, and an appropriate tune for Father's Day, My Dada Said. say, although I don't call him Dada. But anyway, we know we listen to our Father. So please enjoy your day tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a better day than it was today. And I hope you enjoyed all the tunes I featured this evening. Now, tune in tomorrow evening for my buddy Dave the Raven, his Relics and Rarities show. Dave starts here from 9 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies. Got to thank Charlene. Charlene, thank you so much for the help today on the last minute research. So much appreciated. She does a lot, folks, to help Johnny G with getting you some cool information on these 45s. That's going to do it, folks. Don't know if I'm going to do my 60s show next week. I'm waiting for some cool packages of 60s records to come in. So I might do my 50s show next week, and then on the 1st, July 1st, will be that long weekend. I'll have my all 60s show. So we'll see how if the record package comes in. But anyway, that does it, folks. Hope you enjoyed all the tunes this evening. Want everybody to have a safe and happy week. Happy Father's Day again for you fathers out there. And I'll see you here next Saturday from 10 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
I always lose the boy I love. My life is awful gray. So I asked my dad what to do. And this is what he said. My dad said, you won't win his heart by giving all your love. My dad said, don't ever treat him like a god way up above. Make him real mad, treat him real bad. Don't be a silly kid, do like mama did. My dad said, don't ever let him know that your heart's on fire. My dad said, 'cause if you do, he's gonna lose all his desire. If you be his queen, treat him real mean. Make him sad and blue, that's the thing to do. My dad said, my dad said,
Always put him down.
my dad said,
Make him crawl on the ground.
and dad said, when he has no more tears to cry.
Go out and find yourself another guy.